September 29th, 2017, Calvin Castine in beautiful downtown Malone, New York. We're on the front lawn of American Legion Post 219, and we're here as part of our ongoing North Country Honor Flight coverage. At 1 p.m. today, they're going to have a little ceremony, and they'll be sending off several from the Malone area. From here, we'll be heading up to Hogansburg, where there'll be another group that'll be taking off from there, and heading for Plattsburgh for an overnight stay. And tomorrow morning, on Saturday the 30th, they'll be heading for Washington, D.C. to the World War II monuments, the Korean War monuments, and the Vietnam War monuments. I think they're from the Franklin County area. I think there is one, maybe two World War II veterans, one Vietnam veteran, and a whole lot of Korean veterans that'll be going on the September 30th flight. Cynthia Nato is running around here getting things organized. She is kind of taking over the Franklin County portion of this with a lot of help from a lot of veterans and veterans groups and other organizations. So we're going to try to do justice to what happens here today, and maybe even if we get a chance, people like to end up chatting with each other, so we may not want to interrupt them because they've got a lot to say. We don't want to interrupt them, but if we get a chance, we'll talk to some of these folks. We almost made it inside, and things are getting organized in there. The commander was just so busy. Who's the commander?
Commander is Dana Langdon.
Dana Langdon. He was just so busy he couldn't break away, but he went to his predecessor, the past commander. And your name?
Bud Emond.
Emond. All right. I think there's a street up here. Is there an Emond Street somewhere?
Not that I'm aware of.
Somewhere. I've seen someone somewhere. E-A-M-O-N or whatever.
E-M-O-N-D.
Oh, okay. Like Edmund without the D.
Yeah.
Without the first D.
Yeah.
All right, you're past commander here. How long were you commander?
I was commander for 3 years here at Post 219.
All right. Now, is there one or two coming out of your post going on this honor flight?
We have a total of three local vets that are going out. We have a World War II veteran, a veteran from Korea, and one from Vietnam. And they're heading out on the honor flight in a little while. We're here to wish them well, hope they have a good time, and give them a send-off as they should have, because this is quite an honor and for them, and we're just really happy for them that they have this chance to take this trip.
Yeah, it's amazing. When we first heard about the honor flight a couple of years ago and what they were doing, we jumped on board to make sure we could publicize it as much as we could, and this one here I think will be the 21st, and we've been there for every one of the send-offs. Mm-hmm. And last year, folks in Franklin County seemed to really get involved with all this.
Yep. Yeah, we've been doing the send-offs for the last few years here. Quite often the send-off is like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. The vet is leaving from his house, and we try to get there at his house and give him the send-off at that point. But this is much easier in the middle of the afternoon.
Yes. Yeah, it's the last couple. They've been putting them up overnight in Plattsburgh, and that the way they can leave from there in the morning.
Right. That's a little easier for everybody to get to this instead of that 0 dark 30, but whatever it takes, we're going to be there to wish them well.
All right. Will your post be represented tomorrow morning in Plattsburgh?
I'm hoping that we have some over there. We're going to the vets are going to leave here, go by way of Hogansburg, and then back through Malone by the fairgrounds, and we're going to have a large contingent down there to send them off again this afternoon. We're going to have a lot of people down there waving the flag and just wishing them well.
Now, the last one, which was probably about a month ago, I think that was the one I came up here to, the AMVETS, and then they went up to Hogansburg and then went on. But once they left Hogansburg, they went pretty darn fast. So I thought I'd catch them coming out of Malone, but so I went straight while they turned down into Malone, and I didn't get too far before they're coming right at me again. So
Well, there was a large group of motorcycles that were escorting that day, and it was pretty impressive. There was a long parade, and we were down at the fairgrounds. We plan on being down there again today, and you know.
So you won't be going to Hogansburg then, because there's
No.
not time to race those motorcycles to get
No.
back here to Malone to send them off, because I found that out.
Yeah, they travel quickly. Yeah.
And I found out last year when Hogansburg sent off the Code Talker,
Right.
And a couple others that I couldn't keep up with that caravan. So I told the county sheriff from Overhill that they may have broken the speed limit. He says he was not aware of that. He said,
Well, that's good. Wouldn't want to say that they.
he would not endorse such.
No, we wouldn't endorse that, but they do move right along.
Yes, they do.
They have a timetable that they
That's
have
right.
to keep.
And Cynthia Nato gives you a timetable. You better stick with it.
That's right.
All right. Is there anything else that we should know here?
No, we're just gathering here. We're going to wish them well. We have some elementary kids. Oh, you see
here
them
they
in the
come.
distance.
All right.
We got some elementary kids coming down to say the Pledge of Allegiance and meet with the veterans before they leave. And
Which school would that be?
they're coming up from Flanders Elementary School, just down the street. We're going to have the 4th and 5th grade classes up here. We should have about 80 kids, I'm told.
I see them coming, and there's a
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of kids here. So
full block of them.
yeah, they're going to help us with the Pledge of Allegiance, which I think is very important for the kids to, get them involved in this kind of thing.
Yes, let them know how the things happen to be the way they are here.
That's
It
right.
didn't just happen because
Make them remember and think about what everything that they have is because of the people that have stepped up, like our
right.
3 veterans, all the veterans that are going on this honor flight.
Yeah,
Yep.
the sacrifices that were made. Okay, thanks for chatting with us. I'm going to put the camera on those kids.
Okay, good enough.
All right, thank you. Okay, we're going to turn here. We're going to try to get them as they march in here. And as you can see, as far as the eye can see here, they are marching in. There's the first group, 4th and 5th graders from Flanders. I assume that's not named after Flanders Field. Morton Street is a relatively quiet street, so they should have little trouble crossing, but they'll wait and go to a crosswalk. As you can see, well into the distance here on this September 29th. They're still coming, and some of the trees are starting to turn here. You got nice fall colors to greet them.
Hi today.
Okay, guys, we need to begin our program. Okay, quiet, please. On behalf of the membership of Post 219, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome everybody to the American Legion, Post 219, Malone, New York. Today, can we shut that TV down, please? Today we are gathered to pay tribute to 3 veterans who will be taking the honor flight to our nation's capital tomorrow, and to wish them a safe and enjoyable trip. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Dana Langdon. I'm the commander here of American Legion Post 219. At this time, I would like to ask that you uncover. I will ask for Post 219 Chaplain Ken Golden, who will lead us in prayer. Chaplain.
We bow before thee, our Heavenly Father, in humble prayer, thanking thee for the manifold blessings thou hast bestowed upon us. In this our beloved country, our hearts are filled with gratitude for the sacred institutions of America. Preserve these inspired concepts. Let not the adversary of light and truth destroy freedom, worship, and divine faith. Bless those who direct the nation. Remember, O God, those who bear arms. Bless the homes from which they come. Forgive our errors and weaknesses, turning from the wrong and unprofitable ways. We pay for the early triumph of righteousness through truth and peace, founded in the fatherhood of man, for their name's sake. Amen.
I ask that you remain uncovered. I'm going to ask Mr. Sheeler, our World War II honoree today, and the students from Flanders Elementary School to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Our flag is behind Mr. Sheeler. Mr. Sheeler and students, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. We covered. Thank you, George and students. It gives me great pleasure to introduce today's honorees. World War II veteran and post-219 member, Mr. George Sheeler. George? Korean War veteran, Joseph, and as we know him, Treff Bobear. Who, by the way, if you have seen our Memorial Day parade ceremonies, has served as our parade marshal for 35 plus. And then how many more fingers do you have? He's been here a long time as our parade marshal. And our third honoree this afternoon is Treff's son-in-law, Vietnam War veteran Paul Fisher. Paul. Also visiting us today, if I may, Franklin County Legislator Andrea Dumas. Village of Malone Mayor Joe Riccio. AMVETS Post 8 Commander Bill Bowden. Okay, continuing. DAV Post 182 Commander Laurie Ferdinandi. Percy McMahon here. Here she is. Sons of the American Legion, Joel Bell. I don't think Joel is here. American Legion Post 219 veterans, auxiliary, and SAL members are present. We have motorcycle groups that are here with us, and I'm not sure what chapter, what group you represent, but thank you for coming in today, men. Also, I would like to introduce to you past Honor Flight veterans. World War II veterans, Wes Reynolds Wes Reynolds. Art Commodore sitting out here. Art Commodore. Korean War veterans. Woody Woodward and Richard Roy. Thank you. Korean War, right? Korean War. Ray, I didn't know you were coming. Korean War veteran, Ray Normandeau. Honor Flight Coordinator, Cindy Nadeau.
Everybody.
And as special guests today, and you have to forgive me because I did not know all the teachers that were coming, but Flanders Elementary School staff and students. Thank you for coming. Is there anyone that I have forgotten? Former Franklin County Sheriff, Jack Pelkey. Okay, so if I have not forgotten anyone, at this time, Post 219 House Committee has prepared a small luncheon and snacks for us. I will ask that Mr. Sheeler, Mr. Faubert, and Mr. Fisher lead us to our snacks, please. Enjoy. After we've had a small light luncheon, we'll have a few more comments and remarks. I'll open it up to some of our VIPs and dignitaries, and we have a few remarks thereafter. So, Mr. Sheeler, would you please lead for the luncheon? Please lead us. Okay. We hope everybody enjoyed the luncheon. We were asked to keep it simple. So we hope you enjoyed the soup and sandwiches. We know that you're going to eat again in Hogansburg. We know you're going to eat again in Plattsburgh. But I did notice a care package of cookies on the counter. And I do have to say to the individual that received that care package, and where is she?
I'm right
Young
here.
lady? If they stay there too long,
That's already in the car.
they're going to grow legs.
They're gone, baby doll. They're gone.
Okay.
I want to introduce, 1 minute. I want to introduce Greg Lee. He's the assistant flight leader for this flight on Saturday. And these are all the guys and gals who put this on. So thank you guys for doing this. You guys did a hell of a job.
Also, I'd like to acknowledge our motorcycle friends. Gentlemen, thank you for coming. Listen,
Devotion.
before they pick up, if you want a quick soup and a sandwich, before they pick up, we've got lots to eat. Oh, okay. Okay. I am going to open the floor for remarks. I'd like to start with Franklin County Legislator Andrea Dumas. Andrea, did you?
All I can say is thank you for coming. Enjoy your weekend, and we thank you from the heart.
Thank you. Also, AMVETS, Post 8 Commander Bill Godin. Bill?
No.
Okay.
I think he left.
DAV Commander Laurie. Laurie here?
Right here.
Laurie, any comments?
Yeah, she's here.
She's kind of
Enjoy
short.
yourselves.
She's kind of short.
Thank you very much for your service. We appreciate you.
Mr. Sheeler, Mr. Faubert, Mr. Fisher, any comments?
Yes. I want to thank you for the first send-off I have ever had, and it was beautiful.
Very welcome. Mr. Sheeler, any comments?
He agrees. He said he agrees.
He agrees, okay. Okay, and last lastly, our coordinator, Cindy Nadeau. Cindy?
I already said what I said, but it's thank you so much, and I appreciate all you guys showing up as always. All I gotta do is make a phone call, and this is what happens. So, it's not for me, this is all for you guys, and you deserve every bit that you're gonna have this weekend.
Amen. God bless. Okay, I would like to thank Honor Flight Coordinator Cindy Nadeau for the opportunity for Post 219 to host this event. It has been an honor and a privilege to host this send-off. I'd like to also thank everyone for coming today, all guests, all of our veterans, our Flanders Elementary School staff and students, and Post 219 House Committee Chairman Nick Eggink, Nick, and his staff of assistants in providing our luncheon. Thank you. To our Honor Flight veterans, we wish you Godspeed and a safe and enjoyable trip. God bless you.
I also want to thank Dana because he helped me out a lot. Without him, half of this wouldn't have existed. So he's a
You're
wonderful worker and a good commander. And you guys are in good hands.
Thank you. I had a committee. I had a bunch of folks here that assisted. So we tried to put together. We were told to keep it simple, so we did. So having said all of that, at this time, I'd like to introduce to you Judy Tebow, who's going to sing for us. I love that. God Bless America. Judy, uncover, please.
Join me in singing God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Okay, Chaplain Golden will present to us our closing prayer. Chaplain, uncover please. Chaplain.
Our Heavenly Father, with heads uncovered and bowed in tribute to our fallen comrades, we bring this meeting of the American Legion to a close. Before we part and go our separate ways, we pause to think of our members who are experiencing difficult times. For them and their families, we pray for strength and courage. In the silence of this moment, we dedicate ourselves anew for God and country. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Recover. All veterans, attention. Hut. Present arms. God bless you, men. Order arms. Thank you for coming today. God bless. Have a safe trip.
Thank you. Well, let's go and...
The bikers know how to stop traffic. This is the motorcycle escort. It's about 2:10 p.m. giving up their afternoon. for the veterans. And we'll pick up on this caravan in Hogansburg. Don't move, Cynthia.
Okay, I'll try not
Yes, she really is that short. I've been trying to talk to this lady all day, but she hasn't stopped talking, so I couldn't talk to her.
Well, it's been a wild bunch today.
You know, and it seems like you know everybody by their first name, Cynthia. How come?
Pretty much, I'm getting better at it. Yeah, I'm really good at that. So the two Jacobs I get confused once in a while, but I'm good.
We picked up 3 in Malone. Is there 6 or 7 we're picking up here in Hogansburg?
There's 5 here. Yep.
5 here in
Yep.
Hogansburg.
Yep. All Korean veterans.
Korean
All Korean veterans. Yep.
And so we got 1 World War II. Do you know in the overall flight how many World War IIs?
We have 3 World War II.
14.
Yep, and I have 11 Korea and 4 Vietnam.
18?
Should be 16. Did I miss a couple there? There's a couple we changed from Korea to Vietnam and back and forth because they didn't know what they wanted to be. So 16 total.
Okay, 16.
Yeah.
Hasn't it been 14 recently?
Yep. But we decided that if we have a veteran, a guardian that's also a veteran,
Okay.
we're going to try to honor him or her at the same time. So it takes one off of our big long list. Plus it gets them to Washington and they can share the experience as a veteran versus just a guardian. And in 2 years or maybe from now, we won't be able to find them, or they might not want to go back because they've already seen everything. So
Right.
it's our way of honoring them also.
Oh, so that's great. So it'll still be, so there'll be 12 others besides the 16 then, because 2 of them are guardian.
Yeah.
Honorees. Okay.
Yep.
Now, what first got you involved with the honor flight?
Well, I like a guy in a uniform, and I like to, fundraise. And I just said I'd try it out for, see what it was like per se. And when you see these guys, and they want to thank you, and their smiles get so big, and their hearts are so big, how could you not volunteer for a group of guys like this? They mean so much. They've never gotten thanked themselves before, and it's just what a great experience.
And you've really put your whole heart and soul in this, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I really, really do. You can find me sometime chasing a hat down the parking lot or chasing a car down because he's got a military hat on. Hey, I need you. Yeah, but no, I really thoroughly, this is the best group I've ever been in. Yep.
And you're kind of in charge of the Franklin County area?
Pretty much. I know up here all a lot, so yeah.
And it's really, this area's really come on strong too. We've had Clinton and Essex for a long time, but
Yep.
Franklin County within the last year and a half is really...
It's really booming up where we get more and more. Yep, we got a few more coming. I got one from Messina, a World War II vet coming on the October flight. That we have a lady out in Hooverton now that's doing out there the money jugs and publicity for us. So she's found us a couple of vets out there. So one of them is going to fly in October, a World War II vet. Yep. And then we have 2 guys from out that way that are going to do virtual reality. So, which is they don't want to fly,
Right.
so we're going to do the virtual reality. So they're going to get all the same send off, the same accolades, but they're not going to fly out of their chair.
Are we doing any virtual reality tomorrow, or is it not the October?
We're going to do it at the October 21st flight. That's our first one. We're going to try it. Yep.
That
So we
should be interesting in itself.
yeah, we got 9 right now signed up.
So what that is, for the people who don't know, is the virtual reality glasses. They'll sit there and you'll be just like they were there, and it's going to be hosted by Beekmantown Central School.
Yes. Yep. They're going to fly to Washington. They're going to see the monuments. They'll probably see more than we see. They don't have to fight the traffic. They're going to get a beautiful sit-down luncheon like we do in Maryland. Then they're going to get back in their chairs. They're going to fly home, and we're going to pick them up at Beekmantown and bring them back to the base and welcome them back from Washington.
Well, you're not going to sit them in that plane for 2 hours on the flight back and forth, are you?
No. They're going to see everything.
But it'll be a short flight,
Yes.
both directions.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for sure.
They might doze off if you have
Yeah,
to sit
too
there
long.
and simulate a flight to Washington.
Yeah, they'll think they're watching regular TV and not out.
Who's the flight leader tomorrow?
I am.
You are.
Yep.
And Greg Lee's your.
Greg Lee is my assistant.
You'll be the flight leader in October.
Well, no.
Usually that's the way
No,
it is.
well,
Not this time?
the flight leader and the flight assistant got sick, so we're stepping in to fill it. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have 2 new ones in October.
And you're both veterans of.
Of honor flight, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and he's a real veteran.
And he's
right?
a real Vietnam veteran, yes, sir. Yep.
And you brought a cohort with you today. You kept her busy. Who's that?
That's Danielle from H&R Block. She's one of our newest members, and she's really gun-ho, and she's been helping out a whole lot.
That's her name, Danielle from H&R Block. Doesn't have a last name.
I don't know her last name.
You don't even know my last name.
I know. Calvin Coolidge.
She only knows people on a first name basis. Last name, you're up.
I'll
you're on
forget
your own.
about it. You're making me look bad.
Oh no! I don't think anybody that you've had any experience with in these honor flights is going to say anything bad.
Good, I'm glad.
And they'll never know that you don't know who they are except their first
Their
name.
first name. I'm getting better.
But you always approach this with such enthusiasm. It's just amazing. Are you always this enthusiastic?
Yeah, it's one of those accolades that I've got that just comes naturally. If you're going to do something, do it good.
And it seems like you like to hug all those guys too, though. Is that part of your job?
Yeah, free hugs are good.
Whoever she is taking her picture right now. So.
Yeah, that's our Danielle.
From H&R Block.
From H&R Block.
Okay, anything else, Cynthia?
No, I just want to thank all the bikers. I want to thank all the family members. I want to thank the American Legion in Malone and the American Legion in Hogansburg for helping put on these 2 ceremonies. And thank you, all the supporters, the schools, the students that showed up, and then everybody we're going to see on the way home, the fire departments, the auxiliaries, and just whoever shows up. Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, in Malone, they baked a lot of cookies for those 80 kids.
Yes,
they
right.
put some work into
They
it.
put some, a lot of work into those cookies.
And here in Hogansburg, Mike Cook here at 1479 always does an outstanding job.
Yep, they got a nice little snack for the guys and gals over there too. So yeah.
So you haven't eaten since Malone, so I'll let you go so you can have a snack.
All right, thank you so much for helping us out.
All right, good to NATO. And they're having their luncheon here. They had a luncheon in Malone, and they're having a luncheon here at 1479 in Hogansburg. Here's the only guy who can out-talk Cynthia Nato.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't know if I can hold a candle to that. She's good.
Barry Finnegan, what's your title again?
Director, I believe.
Director, North Country Honor Flight Director. I'm looking out here at the tables over here, and I see 2 nuns here. And I know tomorrow you've got a special guest arriving.
Yes.
I looked in my North Country Catholic, and I looked at somebody's schedule, and it said 7 o'clock at the honor flight. Who's going to be there?
It's the bishop.
The bishop?
Yep, Bishop Terry LaValle. One of our own, right from Altona. Finally, we
he's
nailed
from
him.
Moore's Forks.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Somebody told me Altona.
No, they were wrong.
Moore's Forks.
Moore's Forks.
And a veteran at that.
Yes.
And I haven't found out his history of his veteran service, but I plan on asking.
Yeah, he was, after he got out of the military, that's when he decided to get into priesthood. So he was...
Sometimes the military will do that to you, right?
As I recall, it was the Navy he was in. Well, I could be wrong, but I think pretty sure it was the Navy.
Nope.
So how come we have that honor?
We've been talking to him for a couple times. Unfortunately, usually it's at a funeral.
Yeah.
And we just said, okay, I contacted the person that you got to contact, his secretary. So she set everything up, and she did a great
Contact
job.
his mother in Moore's Forks.
Yeah, that would have done it too. Same idea.
Well, I know he was according to that schedule, he was at Seton Catholic this morning, so at Mass at St. Peter's, so he'll stay overnight in town.
I would think so, yeah. Yeah, I know he's a very busy man, so we appreciate him taking time out.
I look at his schedule, and especially when it's confirmation time.
Oh, my.
And, he was at 8 o'clock, he's somewhere, then 1 o'clock, he's 150 miles away from there. And unlike the the older bishops used to have a driver.
He goes all by himself, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
No.
a hectic schedule, and I don't know how he does it sometimes.
It is. He's you see him all over the place. I mean, once you see, especially like you say, Seton, and they'll have 2 or 3 different programs right while he's down here to do that. So, yeah, we appreciate him taking the time out of his schedule to come.
He's almost as much in demand as you are, Barry.
Some days I feel that way. Yeah, but we think this is actually the relaxation time. This going on today is so much of a pleasure to come do. The work is done, everything's in place, everybody knows where to be, when to be there. So now let's go have fun.
You know, and I was talking to Cynthia, and you know what a great addition this lodge, post 1479 here in Hogansburg has been, hasn't it?
It's awesome. They support us and support our veterans so much. You just see the smiles on their faces. You look down that table, and then when that motorcade takes off and all the way to Plattsburgh, when you see every town all the way along with people out by the side of the road waving and shaking flags, and the fire departments are out there. We got more flags hanging over the street. And I mean, I don't know how big that flag is, but there is no doubt where you're going to turn if you're looking for this event. The guesswork is gone.
Well, we'll get to see it when the motorcade takes off.
Yeah.
Still haven't figured out why we have 2 nuns here roaming around behind it. But,
They might be scouting for the bishop. Make sure we're the type of crowd he wants to hang out with.
well, they seem to know most of the members here, so they're roaming around and renewing old friendships.
Well,
Been waiting for one of them to grab somebody by the ear and say, I remember you.
we used to have a priest down in Keysville, Father McCabe. He was well known for going out and associating with the townspeople. Being Irish, he had to.
Oh, yeah. Not that you're Irish.
Oh, yeah, right.
So you got this one and then one more.
One more after this, and that's going to be kind of a double flight, really. It's very labor intensive to do 2 at once. We're going to treat those guys, for whatever reason, each one is different. Some just flat out will not get on a plane. And after hearing the stories of some of these plane rides these guys got, you know, when you come home and the tail's gone and the wings ready to fall off, I understand. I'm not getting in a plane again. Yeah.
You can understand that.
So that's the only thing holding them up from going on an honor flight. So we're going to give them everything possible, with the exception of the plane ride.
Well, Cynthia said they'll get us a plane ride with the glasses on. But they'll have a choice of whether they want to put them on or not.
Well, the virtual reality, we hope they all put them on. It's definitely a test. This one's our first one, so we're going to see how it goes. Beamantown Central's done a great job with going out and lining up the video. They understood everything that we do, and they took that information and went down and set it all up where they go through the World War II Memorial, the Korean, go to Arlington. It should be a great adventure for these folks.
Yes, and I look back at some of the veterans who have come to send some of their colleagues off, and they were in pretty bad shape, and if that had been available a year or 2 ago, I'm sure some of them might have been able to do that virtual reality.
Absolutely. At one time we had a list of about 20 people that wouldn't go. Unfortunately, just what you said, they're not here.
Yes, and doesn't go too many weeks before you find another one of your flight folks that have passed on.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw one today that was Mr. John West.
Yeah, that kind of hurt this morning when we heard that, and put that right on top of Mr. Paul Dumas. We feel horrible about Paul. Paul was our backup veteran. So, you know, each flight has to have a backup, because we have had pinches where situations where we didn't have anybody to go. It worked out where we ended up finding somebody, but now we prepare for that. And Paul offered to be the backup. And that's a lot. I mean, he's got to be on standby right up to the last minute every flight, and this would have been his second flight of doing that. And then we were going to send him on October 21st. That breaks my heart. What a great veteran, and everything he's done.
Hard worker.
That park would not exist without him. Honor flight, when you commit to the oval, the first thing you see is the Bulldogs standing out in the middle of the road, and don't try to park where you're not supposed to, because he will let you know. So he's going to be deeply missed, and we're so brokenhearted that he didn't get to go.
Yeah, it's a good. And you talked about being the backup. I remember maybe a year or so ago, talking to a guy who said he got the call at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he happened to be up. He was in the shower. And
that's what it was too. We said, get ready, because there's going to be a state policeman knocking on your door in about 15 minutes. And he was, and he jumped in the car, and down they came, and everything worked out fine.
So you don't want, last thing you want to do is have an empty seat or two there.
Oh, that would be a tragedy. We fight so hard for each and every seat that to send one empty would be a terrible thing. We've got some backups in place now, so hopefully that never happens.
So what was it, 198 at the end of the 20th? What was it total?
We were at 214 after this flight with these guys.
So
Yep.
16 going this time.
Yep.
So you're at 198, and then
Right.
16 will give you 214.
Yep. Pretty big number for our little hub.
Are you going to try again for 5 flights next year? Or?
We'll see. We really rely on Pan Air. It's how much they can give us. They've gone through a little bit of transformation, which when they stopped a couple of the runs in different airports, that means there's more attention that can go to this airport, so it should be all okay. But we're at their mercy. Whatever they can give us is what we get. This year it worked out perfect for that 5th flight. So
what you're saying is if the locals are flying out of here, they ought to use Pan Air to keep them in town.
Please do, yes. Keep them here, because if they leave, I'm not sure what we're going to have to do. We've checked into some backups, but it's very expensive. We would shoot our budget on one flight.
Wow.
You know, we can get a bigger plane. We're so used to doing the smaller trips with the 14 or 15 veterans, it's become a personalized service. You know, these guys get stuff that the big hubs out of the bigger cities don't get. You know, when you bring down 180 veterans at a time,
You're lost in the crowd.
nobody knows your name, your number. It's a great day, don't get me wrong there.
Yeah.
They get the recognition and what they deserve, but when you're one of 14, the personal care is just there. And plus, you get things like this. You look around here and you see how everybody stays engaged. Honor Flight, North Country Honor Flight does not end on the runway.
Oh yeah, the veterans who've gone just love to come back and wave on the guys who are going, and tell them what a great trip they're going to have.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a big family is what it is. And we're just so happy that everybody comes together and goes out and they do stuff together. We find out about coffee clubs, and there's one down at McDonald's in Peru, and they meet all the time and they have a ball.
Yeah, they become friends even though they might not have known each other before.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
In each flight, you see them. You see the guys from that flight hanging out together. It's so cool.
Okay, Barry, if there are people who want to go on a flight or know somebody who should be going on a flight, how do they contact you?
The best way is right through the website, which is nchonorflight.org. That's our website. You got all the information on there. You can download the applications. Got a mailing address. It'll come to me. I get the mail. You can give me a call. I'm happy to answer the phone. Any veteran calling for a veteran, I'll respond to you as soon as possible. Usually it's fairly quick. My number is 518-569-7429.
429. Okay. And I'm sure if they went to any of their posts, VFW, Legion, AMVETS, or whatever,
most people,
they can put you in touch very quickly.
they've got my card, or they know the information on where to send it. So if you're anything up this way, of course, Cynthia has got everybody infiltrated, so they all know how to get hold of her. But I'm available anytime, and just about any post can tell you.
Okay, thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
Mr. Barry Finnegan, the chief of the North Country Honor Flight. When I talked to Cynthia Nato, I had to lower the camera way down. Now when I talk to this guy, I got to raise the camera way up. Commander Michael Cook, how are you?
Good, and thank you again, Calvin. I know that we're always meeting at these these rides, which is really good, you know, and it's getting better and better every time, you know. And the veterans, you know, they were, a lot of them say no, and we've already had, you know, like 3 already that, you know, we talk them into coming because it's, you know, it's something that they never had to welcome, you know. And this year we have I went to the schools and I had the principals ask the kids if they'd write them a letter, you know, thanking them for being a hero and stuff. And we had I was sitting in the office for about an hour addressing all the letters, so it was really good. And now we'll have to thank them. You know, we'll write the school a letter and we'll give it to the classes. But yeah, it's really good. You know, and they get the jackets and the hats. You know, I know there's a couple already. You know, they hardly ever take it off. They're so proud of what went on in Washington. So yeah, this is really good. And I know we got a good turnout on bikers with the weather being at 60, so it'll be another good ride for them. So
Yeah, it's a nice, bright, sunny day.
oh
out
yeah,
there.
yeah, it ain't bad at all. So yeah,
So yeah, mail call is part of what they do. So it sounds like Cynthia's trying to get things rolling back there.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen here today, Mike?
Well, we're gonna have a little dedication, you know, like letting them having a send off for them, and it'll be nice. They got one of the riders out that, or one of the veterans going on a trip as a fireman, so they got a flag set up right out by the road.
Barry
so,
said I didn't see it yet.
yeah, that's going to be awesome. You know, and it's very chilling, you know, when you see all the people on the side of the roads riding. So I told people it's a moving moment, you know, riding, and the veterans like it also. You know, they never had it, and I know they're telling me Washington D.C. is like they thought they were the president the way they go through Washington, you know, with the escort on the bus, you know, everybody out of the way. So yeah, so it'll be a good time for them and a good memory also.
Now, I see there's two nuns here. What's that all about?
Well, they came. They might give a prayer probably, or they're giving the men a send off. You know, give them the wishes and stuff. So.
They look like they know a lot of people, so they're from the local area.
Yes, they are, and they visit a lot of nursing homes. You know, we have around the reservation, and they visit the families. They do really good, the two nuns, and the only thing about in here is the language. You know, I told them you're just gonna have to put up with the language. You know, being a Legion and stuff. So, yeah.
You're not talking a code talking language.
No, they can understand what's going on. Yeah. So.
No, yes, I know that very well. I do softball games up in West Plattsburgh, and people in the crowd sometimes forget.
Yeah, it gets very verbal. I understand that a lot.
Limited vocabulary.
Right. Yep. They don't seem to care.
No, doesn't matter if they're little kids or their grandmother. It doesn't matter. They use that same language.
Yeah.
It's like it's photo time back there.
Yeah, I think we're getting ready to give them a send-off. So, Calvin, thank you. You know,
right,
it's been very
Mike,
good talking to you again.
I hope we see you again.
Yes, you will. All right. Thank you, Calvin.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Mike Cook, commander here at 1479 in Ogdensburg, and he's a busy man.
Also, I'm going to have sister
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God our Father, we praise and thank you for these wonderful men who have served in the military service to preserve our freedom. We ask you now to send your holy angels to be with them as they travel to Washington and home. Bless them and their families, and grant that their example of courage will help us to try to seek for peace in the world and in our families. And we ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Congratulations, and God be with you all.
I know you never had this in your game, so welcome home. safe trip, you guys. All right, also, I'd like to thank the riders and the families that are here for the send-off. You know, I thank you guys for showing up. And have a safe ride there and back. All right. Thank you.
I want to say thank you to the commander of the American Legion in Augsburg. Can you hear me now?
Don't forget, you're a Caucasian. You have to be off the res by 5.
Thank you to all the family members, all the bikers, anybody else that's crazy being invited to this party. I love him, really I do. And I will be gone by 5. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Well, Michael kind of took us. I think I'll plug the microphone in. There we go. We'll try with the microphone plugged in. Michael kind of took us by surprise when he started talking, so we had to scramble to get our camera operating. We're out by the road here on Route 37, and this is the flagpole. Excuse me, the flag that's hanging from the ladder truck. Looks like this is the Hogansburg Fire Department. Akwesasne. This is a busy road, and until they stop the traffic, I know they will. Until they stop the traffic, there'll be a lot of cars heading through here. But the escorts are scheduled to leave for Malone, and then from Malone to Plattsburgh. And they won't spend much time in Malone, so when I depart here, I will head directly to Ellenburg and hopefully be ahead of the pack. The escort usually moves at a fast pace, and we'll try to pick it up just as they turn in Ellenburg, heading for the military turnpike. And this is taking place at the Andrew W. Cook American Legion Post 1479, and the first people trying to get out of here are the two sisters, so they're going to need a little heavenly interruption if they're going to make it out of here. And once again, I'm sure these folks will stop their own traffic. It would be advisable at future times to get the county sheriff's department involved and have the county sheriff here to somebody from the sheriff's department to stop the traffic. This is a very busy road. So once this entourage starts to head out, it can keep going. Once they leave, I have to go back and find my car and try to get out in this traffic. exit of the first bikers here. Looks like the Akwesasne police will be here to stop traffic in that direction and moving in the other direction. So they do have it arranged. Here we go. From the veterans and their guardians. Nice view to this lady decided that she'd step out in front of everybody else. Here's Barry Finnegan. And I'm getting a salute from Mr. Mike Cook, everybody who drives out. So hopefully we'll be able to get out of here in time to beat them to Ellenburg. We have now moved to Ellenburg Corners in front of Northern Adirondack Central School, and a couple of units from the Ellenburg Depot Fire Department are here to greet the Honor Flight crew as they're coming through here. Just on a personal note, we'll have driven about 136 miles today to cover this and spent over 6 hours. We want to remind everyone this is viewer-supported local television, and without viewer support we cannot do this kind of programming. If you think programming like this is important, then we need you personally or your organization to step up and help keep this kind of programming coming. Hometown Cable, Cynthia and Danielle. There comes the folks heading for Plattsburgh to take part in the honor flight tomorrow, and then we'll have the rest of the honor guard with them here. So if you think programming like this is important, we need you to step up and help support Hometown Cable. As an individual, or family, or organization, or business, whatever, we need everybody's support if we're going to continue to do this. As we said, 6 hours of time. I'm heading here for a soccer game, 136 miles, and we need to support and keep this kind of programming coming. Mr. Finnegan toots his horn, hello. So that'll wrap it up as the Akwesasne police escort them down the military turnpike. Thanks for watching and supporting viewer-supported local television, Hometown Cable. TV we think is worthy of your support.